Everyone, welcome to another Instagram Live with CIS Abroad. My name is Pat. I am one of the advisors at CIS Abroad, so my job is to work with students when they first are interested in possibly getting overseas to help them decide on a program. So what we're doing today we'll be talking with our Greece site director.
Hi, I'm Evgenia. And I've been with CIS since for a couple of years now, since January 2018. And my role is the Athens site director, meaning the Greece site director, but Athens is where we're based because this is where the university is. And my role is to accommodate all the needs for the students who are coming to study here, to study abroad here.
Perfect. I guess to start off with, and I let everybody know that anybody joining, feel free to ask questions in the comments below. But I'll start off with when students first arrive, can you tell everybody joining kind of what that process looks like? We meet them at the airport and that sort of thing?
Sure. Yes, we've actually it's very smooth because we give an arrivals window, and that's when the students come, and I'm always there to meet them at the airport. And when we take mini buses that will take the students to their apartments, and what comes next is an orientation around their neighborhood and in their apartments to get acquainted with all the living experiences, inside the house, how to use the oven, how to use all the how to do laundry and all of that, and then all around the neighborhood, so they know where the pharmacy is, where the grocery store is, and all the things that they might need. And after they have settled down, depending on the arrival schedule, we either have our welcome dinner on the same day, or the next day when there is a more detailed orientation taking place on campus. We then have our first welcome lunch. So this is pretty much how the first 2 days are when the students arrive.
Okay. And do we generally use the same? Is the housing in the same area year after year typically?
Typically it's in the same area. We add some housing during the summer because there are more students arriving then, but it's typically in the Pagrati area, which is a very, very beautiful area for students. Many students, actually Greek students and international students, stay there, so it's very easy to make friends when staying there. It's a beautiful area because it's very much populated also by Greeks. It does have this feeling of a neighborhood, and yes, that housing is usually it's the same. There are actual houses and all housing. It's not like a campus. It's actual apartments. And they either need to take the bus or walk to school. So it's a walking distance, or if they need to take the bus, it's no more than 25 to 30 minutes away from campus.
Okay. And are they student apartments? So there will be other kind of students in the apartment building?
There might be other students staying with our CIS students coming also from United States. It might be, students arriving independently, and sometimes there might be other students staying in other apartments, but that's not guaranteed.
Okay, perfect. In regards to the housing, is there internet and everything that a student would normally use for normally see in the U.S. in their dorms?
Yes, absolutely. There is all kinds of facilities. There is laundry, there is a fully equipped kitchen for them to cook. There is internet, which is strong enough, for them to, perhaps not all of them, watch a movie and someone else will need to study, but they can all watch a movie together, and if they all need to study together, they can do that. So yes, they're fully equipped. There's nothing missing there.
And we did get 2 questions just come in. So one of them is, are these dorm style or apartment style housing, or are they homestays?
There are apartments that they
Okay.
homestays, like staying with a family, with a host
Right.
family. No, we do not have this yet in Greece because there hasn't been so much demand on that. But there are apartments that they're well, their landlords are not too far away, so they're very easily accessible for anything they need. But it's just students that stay in the apartments, though.
Gotcha. And then the other question we received is it relatively easy to get around without knowing Greek?
Oh yes, absolutely. Greeks speak English a lot, and they will all, have know the necessary few words that you need to know for them to ask something in English and get directions and know where to go to get the bus or the metro or buy a coffee. Yes, absolutely. Greece is one of the European countries that English is very much spoken.
Okay, perfect. And I know that's a question I get a lot of in the GAC about language barriers. So that's great to know.
I know it always stresses students out, but there's no need to stress. I know Greek is Greek, but people do speak English a lot here, so this will not be an issue.
Great. Can you talk a little bit about excursions for all of our programs? Anybody joining in, excursions is a part of most of our programs. So I know they might vary year to year. Would you mind just talking a little bit about what generally students can expect?
Well, what we usually do, it kind of varies in terms of whether it's the spring semester or the fall semester, because we tend to do the excursions at the beginning of the semester so that the students will have the time to get to know each other. And then usually students, as the semester goes by, they want to do their own excursions, explore on their own. So we usually keep it in the first couple of months. So for the spring semester one, would expect that we always have a 2-day weekend trip to Meteora, which is actually the most visited region of Greece. It's not Mykonos, it's Meteora, it's a different place. Which is famous because it's a religious highlight where there are monasteries. Meteora means hanging from the air, so there are monasteries built on sharp-edged rocks, and it's a very spectacular sight and feeling when you're there. And this is really a student's favorite. And then we might visit Delphi, which is called the navel of the world. It's one of the most famous archaeological sites in Greece. Or we might, if the weather permits it, for example, in fall semester, when it's still summer when the students arrive, we might go to an island visit an island near Athens. And then during summer, when the summer programs are shorter, we usually do day trips for wine tasting and go swimming at a beach nearby the wine tasting area. So yeah, this is what we typically do.
Okay. And kind of on the same subject, you find that students are able to travel outside by themselves outside of the excursions?
Oh yeah, they do that a lot. And what I always suggest to students is that many students have spent a lot of time using Greece as their basis to go and travel around Europe. But Greece has so much to offer, so they often the end of the semester comes really fast, and what they say is that they regret they didn't get to see Greece more. So what I always tell the students is keep your weekends to either stay in Athens and meet with friends and make friends, because these will be friends for life and people who will who you will want to visit years after. And also keep those weekends to go to the islands, to go to the mainland of Greece. And it's fairly easy to move around Greece with either the bus, the train, and of course ships. So so yes, the students always do that. I don't think they keep any weekends off traveling, to be honest.
Right. We have another question. What city or town is the university located in?
What's the, oh, it's located in Athens, and it's actually downtown. And as I said before, it's about half an hour, maximum half an hour distance from the apartments. It's downtown Athens.
Is it easy to get to the, one question I do get is it easy to get to the beach from the apartments?
It's always easy to get to the beach in Greece. That's always accessible. Yes, you can take the tram, and it will take you there in about from the apartments no more than 45 minutes until you reach the first beach that you can go, and then goes along the coast. And it's a beautiful, it's a beautiful way to travel, and also just pick a beach, stay there, get on the tram, go to the next. Yes, it's very close.
Amazing. What I guess in general, what kind of food can students expect? Is it a lot of seafood, or is it very? Do you know if it's very different from their what they would normally see here in the States?
Well, we eat the entire fish. So don't be surprised when you see that. Most people come here and they say, "So you eat the fish with the head on it?" And we are like, "Yes, this is this is a country that's surrounded by water." So they will always have an option between fish, meat, but since the culinary culture of Greece is very much based on legumes and vegetables and fruit. So there is a great variety of fresh grocery, meat, and fish to choose from. What students do is they usually cook at home. They choose to cook at home because it's much, it's much more economical to cook at home than to eat out. Not that it's expensive to eat out. They've said that compared to the United States, it's much cheaper, but it's always more economical to cook at home. So gotcha. what students really enjoy is how fresh the produce is in Greece.
Right. And is there a lot of like markets nearby and grocery stores that they can,
yes.
shop?
And there are markets nearby. There is the open market of Athens downtown where I take students pretty much early in the semester when they can go and buy fresh produce in really good prices. And then there are open markets taking place every week near their apartments, and they can also go and shop there. This is a nice experience, actually.
Right. Perfect.
So a lot of choice in terms of food.
Right. It sounds like it. So I guess as we finish up here, we're coming up on time. One thing, I guess my last question would be, we have a lot of programs in throughout Europe. What would you say kind of makes Greece or Athens unique, or kind of among those other programs or other countries?
Well, no offense to fellow CIS site directors, but I believe that the location of Greece and Athens in particular is very unique. We have, culturally speaking, we're not fully European, we're not fully Eastern, we're somewhere in between, and you can see in our behavior and in everything that we do that we have this influence coming from different parts of the world, and I find that's very interesting and gives, a very unique cultural pattern. And then what I really believe that people do not know about Greece is that the landscape is so varied. There's such a variety in the landscape. Actually, Greece is 80% mountains. So you can find yourself, no one knows that. And so you can find yourself one day at the beach on an island near Athens. And then the next day you can be on the top of the mountain skiing and you're still in the same country. So it's a very interesting landscape, and if you get to explore it, you will see that every region of Greece is very different to the other, and that's pretty much amazing. You never get, and there are particular places where you're on the mountain skiing and overviewing the Aegean Sea. So that's pretty unique. Yeah.
That sounds amazing. Well, thank you so much for taking the time this evening. That was awesome. I'll let you go. And anybody joining in, feel free to give us a call at the Global Advising Center with any other questions about classes, scholarships, and that sort of thing.
Okay.
But again, thank you so much.
Guys. Hope to see you here someday soon.
All right. Have a good night.
Good night.
Bye bye.